Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
It's the Jewish holiday of Purim today, and Jews all over the world are celebrating with costumes, noisemakers, parties, and sweets. But the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, has a slightly different message. Speaking at a synagogue on Saturday, the PM told dozens of young Jewish children that until today, the Persians still want to kill the Jews. Quote, "What is the Purim holiday about? What do we celebrate? Does anyone know?" said Netanyahu to a group of costume-clad kids. Drawing out the answers of "to kill us" and "in Persia," the Prime Minister continued with his biblical lesson, but ended with a quip that they didn't succeed to exterminate the Jews then, and they won't today, in a reference to modern-day Iran. The story of Purim centers around the Persian Empire's averted attempted genocide of the Jewish people around 2,500 years ago. In related news, the Israeli Defense Forces have stated that their closure of checkpoints to enter and exit the West Bank would continue another 24 hours, from midnight tonight to midnight Monday night. The closures are said to be enforced as a preventative measure against possible attacks on celebrations. This weekend, thousands of Arab Israelis were protesting a bill designed to muzzle the traditional Muslim call to prayer broadcast from mosques. Over 3,000 protesters accompanied by Joint Arab List MK Youssef Jabarin marched through the Arab-Israeli town of Kabul, holding Palestinian flags and chanting, "The muezzin law won't pass," and "Don't silence the muezzin." On Wednesday, the Knesset gave approval to two controversial measures that would regulate the time of day and volume that Israeli mosques could broadcast the traditional Muslim call to prayer. While the bill applies to any religious place of worship, its critics claim that it will have overwhelming effect on Israeli Muslims because traditionally the muezzin's call is broadcast 5 times a day, signifying the Muslims' time of prayer. The bill's backers claim that the muezzin's call to prayer is disruptive to thousands of Israeli Jews who live nearby. While the bill was being debated earlier this week in the Knesset, discussions became so heated that they turned into a shouting match between Arab Knesset members and members of the ruling coalition. Today, a sandstorm is expected to rock Israel as strong winds move in from North Africa. Forecasters predict that today, central Israel will be unseasonably hot and dry as well. Don't expect to see much in the southern Negev desert either, because strong winds will cause a khamsin, or a dry, hot, sandy local wind, blowing from the south, causing low visibility and high levels of air pollution. The Ministry of Environmental Protection issued a statement earlier today, warning individuals with heightened sensitivity to air quality, including pregnant women, small children, and people suffering from heart and lung diseases, to avoid spending too much time outside. Later today, the sandstorm is expected to cause showers and thunderstorms in the Galilee and other parts of northern Israel. Continuing in his trend of surprising Middle East policy moves, President Trump, who until recently has been practically blocking communications with the PA, has just had his first official phone call with the Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, and has even invited the PA leader to the White House. Ramallah, which was starting to worry at the apparent slight from Washington, was left optimistic after the call, especially considering the president's recent comments seeming to give up on strictly adhering to his two-state framework, the appointment of David Friedman as ambassador to Israel, and the raising of the possibility of moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. The Palestinian Authority's fears really do seem to have subsided, though, as Palestinian spokesman Nabil Abu Rudaineh said Trump made a commitment to a peace process that would lead to a real peace between Palestinians and Israelis, adding that Trump was a very honest man, a courageous man, and was looking for a real deal. Today, Israel beat Cuba 4-1 in the World Baseball Classic, leaving the tiny Jewish country undefeated. The World Baseball Classic allows anyone to compete for any team, as long as they're eligible for that country's citizenship, allowing Team Israel to recruit a large number of American Jews, many of whom are from the pro MLB. In Israel, there are estimated to be only 1,000 recreational baseball players nationwide, and only a handful of baseball diamonds for them to play on. The sport is so unknown that none of the matches have so far been broadcast on Israeli networks, and in fact when Miri Regev, Israel's sports minister, was asked if she was planning on flying to South Korea, she replied that she had no idea what was happening, and that she knew a national baseball team existed, but not much more. On Monday, Israel will square off against the Netherlands for the second time before going up against Japan. Maybe it's about time that the team and sport got more attention.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.